Hi everyone, Angela Farlam here, and I am a hypnotist. And I just realised that this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, at least in Queensland here in Australia. I'm not sure if it's the same around the world, but it seemed a good opportunity to just sort of talk about mental health. A lot of people talk about mental illness, but not everybody talks about mental health. We all have this ability to connect with our innate health and well-being. It's part of who we are. The only thing that gets in the way is our life experiences and the experiences that we're having that have formed our limiting beliefs. And yes, people get ill physically. We can get ill. I know I have been. I think everybody is at some time in their life, and we can have times where we don't feel in tune with our mental health. We can have physical things that get in the way of our mental health. We can have problems wrong with our thyroid that can really create a change in character and personality because of a change in the chemicals within our brain. We can have a lot going on, and there's a thought. Some people think that it's actually dis-ease of the mind that creates the physical symptoms. And I don't know for sure what's going on, but I do know, and I do know this for sure through personal experience, that we live in the feeling of our thinking. And if something isn't in our awareness, then we don't experience it. But when something is bothering us or affecting us, it tends to be like heightened awareness. So we have this thing in our brain called the reticular activating system. We call it the RAS for short. And it's like the Google engine in our brain. And it's like it brings in what we're focusing on. So if you're focusing on the pain in your back, for example, it can become bigger inside your mind because that's the thing that you're focusing on, and it's difficult to focus on anything else. But if you're distracted by something that takes more priority, you might get some bad news or good news, or something happens, and in that moment for a while you're distracted from that pain, and so you can only feel it while it's in your awareness. So somebody who is depressed, for example, is not depressed for 24 hours every day. They're only depressed when they're thinking those depressive thoughts. And now I know, even as I'm saying this, there'll be people thinking that I'm saying that they're not depressed. I'm not saying that at all. But it's a behavior. And when you learn different ways of thinking, different ways of being, different ways of doing things, it can help to raise your level of awareness. It can help to change the way that you see the world, and it can help you to be able to see beyond that cloud of doom, to be able to see light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I can't promise you that life's just going to change from being depressed to feeling wonderful, but it's about taking that next step. It's like being able to have a short goal or a small goal. Sometimes for somebody who's depressed, just getting up in the morning and brushing their teeth can be a massive goal, but it's like having that structure. It's about developing that structure and taking action, even though every ounce of your being doesn't feel like doing it. So it's really important to be able to do that one thing, whatever that one thing might be, and then it can get easier. And then for somebody who's anxious, anxiety can be crippling. I know this from past experience. I used to have mastered anxiety, but I don't do it anymore. I know how to. And there are moments when it sort of creeps up on me. But I know by the way that I feel, because there's information in the feeling, and the feeling is telling me about the quality of my thinking in the moment. We're never feeling the thing out there, whether it's the people that seem to be irritating us, that are irritating us. It's not the events, it's not the challenges, it's not the things that are going on out there that cause our anxiety. It's our thinking about those things out there. It's our perceived experience of what it means. And the interesting thing is, when we are in true danger, there's usually an absence of thought. I know when I was in a car and we were just about to hit a car in front of us that had just sort of come out of a side street, there was absence of thought. And in that moment, everything seemed to just slow right down. And I knew in that moment to move my legs out of the way, Where did that thought come from? Now, where does thought come from? How does it get in there, those pesky thoughts? There's a time when you're a baby where you just exist, where you have a body, but you don't have a clue that you have a body. You have a mind, but you don't know you have a mind. You're just here, just existing. And you know what? In those first few years of life, we learn so much because we don't have thinking getting in our way. We're not thinking that, what if I try and speak, I might look stupid, I might get it wrong and people will judge me. We don't ever think that because we don't have the ability to think. We're just curious and we're just learning and we're interested and we're not worrying about our worth and value and being judged. We just know we have it. It's just a part of who we are. We learn to walk, such a complex thing that we don't think about it. We don't, fall over, fall over and think, oh, I'm not going to do that again. I might hurt myself. We don't think I might look silly because I fall over. We don't have any of that going on. We just don't. We're just curious and we learn so much, many complex things. And then at some point, we have the ability to pay attention to the thoughts that are coming in. And depending on our experiences, we start forming beliefs, we start forming values, we start forming our sense of what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. We start forming our sense of identity. And then we think our identity is fixed, like it's set in stone, like it's just who I am. But it's not. Identity is always shifting, always changing. The me I am now at 63 is nowhere near the me I was in my 20s or 30s or 40s. And we're always changing and evolving and growing. So hopefully something that I've sort of said there has resonated with you at some level. If you're interested in anything that I'm saying and you'd like to have a conversation, there's no charge. It's just about, if you are struggling and you like to find a little bit of clarity or just a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, then now's the time to reach out, particularly as it's Mental Health Awareness Week. So all you have to do, if you don't want to put a message in the box below, is just send me a direct message. We can have a bit of a chat. I can't promise a miracle, but, sometimes it's about the conversation. And, anyone else that's listening, just have some conversations with everyone around you and just check in with them. Because, we don't know what's going on the inside for everybody that we meet. People often put on a smile and put the face of everything's okay on the surface, and yet underneath is struggling. So, let's just be kind. Let's just share. And sending you all love right now. And yeah, have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy.